to each other so you can stay in constant communication. Oh, that is so convenient.
Trying to get things set up, trying to get things set up. Okay, can anybody hear me here? Say in chat, can you hear me?
The set's gonna be in the bar?
Yeah. And it was all in the production notes that you apparently haven't had a chance to review yet, but I'll fill you in, don't worry.
Thanks.
It sounds wonderful. We'll let you both get settled now.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you so much, James. And thank you.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, how's it going? Atlanta Rail Fan Productions. I'm just here. I'm just gonna do some Trainz work here. I'm just creating horn sounds, or whatever. Yeah, here. Let me quickly move back to my room because I'm sitting in my living room. I'm doing great. Can't complain. Here, don't mind this. I'm just quickly moving back to my room. Oh, Lord.
I'm not in there.
Careful. I'm on a laptop, so.
It's not nice to eavesdrop on people.
Your dinner reservations for two at Mistletoe on me.
Thank you, Jenny.
Just a minute, everyone. I'm just getting set up here. All right. Well, hello, Gino or Gino E, however you pronounce that. I'm sorry if I pronounce that wrong. How you doing? So I'm just doing some Trainz work, and I just decided, hey, you know what? Why don't I live stream again, just for old time's sake? Let me just see here. And just trying to make a horn sound here. Well, that's good. That's good. What the? Yeah, this thing's a little buggy because my mouse is weird. Yeah, I can probably work with that. Go ahead and cut this out. Split these and mix them together. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm just gonna do this. First, I should probably do this. Add the decibels up a bit to make it a little louder. And cut that out, and this will be the start. Export. Start. Dot wave. Go back here. extra track and copy this. And I'll do this. I just reverse it and put it on this track. To make it loop properly. So just repeat. Whoops. Let's go ahead and repeat 5 times. There we go. I'll call that good. Whoops. Export this wave. I call this idle 1, but I gotta replace that one. There we go. And get this out. Good lord. Let me see if I can add a loop, or I mean an echo. First add an echo, and then add a reverb. I guess that's alright. Or, wait. Again, add an echo and reverb. Guess that's good enough. So that's labeled as stop. Check the chat. Hey, UP Rail fan, just doing some Trainz work. Just go and jump on here. New asset. Going to open this up. Let's see. Let's take the script from this one. Copy. And paste. I'm going to name this Nathan Oldcast P3 EMD. Nathan P3 for various EMDs. And there's the 3-part horn and 3-part script's already in. Make a new folder, call it horn. Open that up. Jump into here. And let's see. Find the wave files. It's a little confusing. Where is it? Stupid mouse. Put that in. Put this in. Find the idle. There it is. Put that in. Go and close out of that. And I gotta find a bell. Gotta think here for a second. Let's take the bell out of this one. Put this back up. Make that a little quieter. Export as, once again, idle 1, replace. Once again, find the idle. What the I really gotta get a new mouse. This mouse is really finicky. Guess that's done. And submit. Here we go. I'm gonna put this on a something. I'm going to copy this and go into my installed content. Let's see, what can I put this on? I'll put this on the Southern SW1500. Here it is. And that, change the horn, there we go. And submit. Once that's done, I'll jump onto Trainz and see if it worked. Which I hope it did. Looks good enough. Is this thing still going? Sure as I thought I was recording. Oh, whatever. You just go ahead and oh yeah, I didn't check this. Just download this on Download Station. It's that weird Skull and Crossbones crossing. I think it's pretty interesting. We'll test this out as well, probably. Okay, go ahead and restart Trainz. Hey GCR Productions, how's it going? And hello Tropical Railroad Productions. Just gonna restart Trainz and then let's go ahead and start up Trainz. I hope my audio is working alright for you guys. This is the first time I live streamed in a while. And I don't have a microphone plugged up, so I apologize, my voice sounds a little weird. I'm gonna jump on the Trainz and see what's going on Kickstarter. And if you guys want, I can show you, I guess I'll show on the stream every single piece of Trainz content I have, if you guys are interested. Guess while I wait for that to load, I'll check out the. I have that too, but I'm trying to figure out how to get the siren working. Yeah, the siren has. Yeah, the siren on the. The siren on the Skull and Crossbones crossing is a little finicky. I'm doing good. I can't stay for too long. Yeah, I'm at work right now. Oh, you have a job? Where do you work at? And hello, Fiona Lover. And the audio's working great. Oh, sweet. How long has it been since I've done a live stream? Like, geez, it's probably a good few years or something like that. Probably. Okay, there we go. Train's loaded. Just go down here, make sure the P3 works. The Southern SW1500. Sounds for the 3-part trick, you know. I like how Kano does their whistles. Like it's an echo. Like I've done that earlier on a RS3. Like here, I'll pull out this. So GCX C30-S7. A custom RS3 element. working at an oil change place. Oh, that's cool. Meanwhile, I'm here. I don't even have a job yet. Like, my brother's a lifeguard, but my parents have a job. And I can't even find a job that suits me well. I don't know what it is about a Kickstarter, although I know it's supposedly an updated version of the original Highland Valley route. Highland Valley Industries route. Turns out to be alright. What do you like, Kickstarter? Feels like it's that good starter route when you're starting out on a new era. I know there's a new Kickstarter in Trainz 2019, I think. I don't have Trainz 2019, so I don't know. I'm trying to limit my content on Trainz so I don't blow the memory on this computer. I'll just set up a train and drive it, I guess. Here, I'll put a single S-9 on a this long, because what the heck. Too lazy to make it even longer. In a few minutes I gotta go and do some stuff. Because on Friday I'm going back to the upstate to a Christmas party and going rail fanning again. There goes the OT device. And go in them little double stacks. Let's put this in realistic, just make this a little more interesting. Drive, realistic. Okay, cab. Turn off the HUD. Okay. Let's get started. Kind of interesting, you know, how the Dash 9 cab's set up. I mean, it seems pretty well equipped, if you ask me. You've got locomotive monitor. This kind of shows the road number, which this one's 1943. I think that one's been rebuilt to a C678. I'll check in a minute. Speedometer and the tractive effort. throttle notch. And it tells you like what the EOT ID is and if it reads the EOT device. Cab signal, which changes per single chat. I just passed a green signal. Just went to that, which tells me I just passed a middle green. Medium clear. Well, on NS it's called diverging clear. On CSX it's mostly like medium clear, but again on NS it's called diverging clear. So by the time I pass this signal up ahead, which is I'm pretty sure high green, all the 3 lights on the top should turn on. So road number again, 1943. Dynamic braking, throttle, reverser, horn, sound, and bell, brakes, all that jazz. Like the skull and crossbow of this project, yeah, get the sound. Let's jump onto like a new route, and we'll see how the skull and crossbones works. Let's create a route, and we'll put down the skull and crossbones, or the what they call it, or it's really named. What was it called again? Let me see here. Here's skull. The skull and crossbones crossing, which is really the Billups neon crossing signal. Now, for those who don't know, the Billups neon crossing was a prototype crossing. It was solely made to protect a very dangerous Illinois Central main line. It was a crossing that people kept getting killed at. So a man named Mr. Billups set up this crossing to try and, warn people. And the crossing ended up looking like this. The skull and crossbones. They call it that because, skull, this guy's skull. It was completely neon for once. It was like a whole neon sign like you see in Las Vegas or something. And of course it had the regular crossing lights, but instead of a bell, it actually had a siren mounted on it. That siren was solely mounted on it just to actually get people to stop. And like you see on Japanese crossings, this thing actually has arrow indicators to point which way the train's coming from, similar to, once again, Japanese railroad crossings. Like I can show you, because I have a Japanese crossing installed. If I can find it. Where is it? I know I have one installed. Unless it's under JR. No, that's Joiner Rail. JP. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so from the looks of it, the skull and crossbones model and Trainz runs on Atlas, ATLS. I'm more used to Trigger Rail. Was that made by... hey, Splatoon Trainz fan. Was that made by me? No, it was not. It was made by BNSF 50, who is one pretty popular modeler in Trainz. He made all kinds of these crossings, like this one here. Like BNSF 50 made all these old crossings that you see in like CSX Saginaw, the CNO Hinton division. But for routes I use the really nice looking Trigger Rail Reggie's Trainz crossings. They look very realistic and very nice. See, they look like this. They run on Trigger Rail, which in my opinion I think it works much easier than Atlas, but I can still do Atlas. But anyways, getting back to this crossing. So let me put down a piece of track here. Like I'll put down some welded 132-pound rail. So let me just make a straight line here. And then I'll have it stop here. Raise it up a bit. And go on the other side and raise this side up. Okay, now, once again, here's the skull and crossbones crossing. let me show you guys a picture of the real crossing. Like, it was actually a really interesting crossing. This was installed in Grenada. Hold on a second. This crossing was installed, and it was a one of a kind. It was installed in Grenada, Mississippi. It looked like this here. And the thing with this crossing was, like I said, it was a very, very dangerous crossing back then. Before this crossing was installed, it was installed like the late 1930s. This picture is taken in the 40s. It was made with neon signs, you know, to stop, death stop sign there. That's neon. There's arrow indicators to point which way the train's coming from. And it was, instead of a bell, a really loud siren. A siren was put there instead. The siren would rev up when the train's coming, and people would, like, telling people to stop. And that skull and crossbones logo right there would turn on too, to, you know, to let people know, like, lots of people died at this crossing. You better stop, because, you know, trains back then did not slow down. Yeah, just one piece of history for the railroad. This crossing, where the crossing was installed, the tracks are still active there, but obviously the crossing is not there anymore. It's been removed in 1973, I believe. Let me put a piece of road. Let me go and put a piece of road here. I don't have cars turned on, so I'm just putting this for show. Like, I can show you guys where the crossing was installed, because I know where it was installed. It was installed in, like I said, Grenada, Mississippi, on Highway 330 something. So, once again, because this is Atlas, we need to get the Atlas equipment. So, ATLS, we need the controller and the slave. But of course, for this one, I'm probably going to be doing the junction trick, which I'll show you what the junction trick is. So, there's a slave. First thing, we set this to channel 1. This thing set to channel 1. Now for the crossing here, you know, this is where you can set things up. This crossing does not have a bell sound. It has an air raid siren, which the crossing script will not handle properly. So I made the air raid siren, cue it 39134, blah blah blah. Just place it next to the crossing and follow the instructions. Okay, so I think this is what your problem was, Damon. I mean, so we find the air raid siren, which is just a sound right here. So you find the air raid siren, and then you set it to that said channel. Instructions for the BNSF 50 air raid siren. The siren has an 8-second blast. You wanna hold on a second here. Just place it next to the crossing and follow the instructions. Let me look here. Yes, it's quite neat and unique piece of work. Yeah, trigger rail is way easier to set up than Atlas. And that's a nice crossing. Yeah, and according to a few people, you can actually hear that siren about 2 miles away. Yes, that is true. That siren can be heard from 2 miles away. And there was a lot of sources that said that there are some points where the crossing malfunctioned a lot and that siren would not shut up. So a crew would have to come out and manually turn it off. So then, wait, who else was it? Hello, 2026 Productions. How you doing? Let's see here. Let me go and get these together. Then I'll just put this side right here. I'll just do a junction trick. This is how the junction trick works. You just basically make a junction right here, and then you put an invisible train here. So now let's see here. Let's see if we can get this siren to work. Asset set to channel off. Asset set to control. Invisible driver. I cannot. Wait. There we go. Set to channel 1. The siren will show it. If it looks, the crossing has an air raid siren on it. If you want, click the visible driver. Okay, so you set the air raid siren to channel 1. So I think what that means is that, you know, the now I think we actually have to use the Atlas triggers for this too, which I think I have those installed. Yes, I do. Here's the Atlas triggers. So I'll put one here, and I'll put one over here. And then set these to channel 1. Now, if this is correct, then that means the crossing would activate alongside the siren. So, let me read chat. Love the new series, absolutely trying. Thanks, 2026 Productions. That's a really interesting crossing. Yeah, it is really interesting. I mean, it's one weird crossing for sure. I mean, Mr. Billups was... I can tell what Mr. Billups was really trying to go for with this crossing. It's, certainly something. You can imagine if this crossing actually did enter into mass production. Like, could you imagine, like, rail fanning out there and then you just, instead of just a normal gated crossing, you see this big monstrosity? Jeez. Here, let me look on this again. There's no gates here. So now that it's connected here, that's set to channel 1, yes. So that means when a train hits the triggers, the crossing and I think the siren should activate. So let me add extra base plates here just for the heck of it. Check that again. I would love to see that. Yeah, I mean, for a crossing like this, you know, it certainly is a thing to see. It was quite possibly, and I'm not saying this might be correct, but it says it's quite possibly this was the first gantry crossing installed. You know, gantry crossings, like, they're really common today. Let me straighten this track and then just add extra track, so we can send a train through here and test it. And I guess while I'm setting up the track, I guess I'll just tell you guys this, that the North Valley Short Line series, I am almost done with the episode 1 script. I'm still taking suggestions, I'm still taking ideas, because I'm rather low on ideas. If you have any ideas, then feel free to say, and I'll be sure that you retain full credit throughout the story. Like, I'll make sure to credit you in the end, credit you in the description, and all that stuff. Once again, I'm hoping these ideas be clever, not something like too overused, like how fucking Highland Valley did it. So, anyways, alright, so I think I have this crossing all ready to go. Before I do anything, let me remove the junction trick thing here, because I don't think it's really necessary now. Move that and move that. I think this is how it's supposed to be set up. Now I have a modern tutorial for it. Yep. Alright, let's test this crossing. So, I'm going to go into the test 5. Make sure I did this right. We'll put a single unit for this. Maybe a, let's see here. Which locomotive should we drive through it? You know what, to fit the theme, I'll make a steam locomotive drive through, because this was a crossing for the 1930s. So I don't have any Illinois Central steam locomotives, so I'm just gonna pick a random steam locomotive, because the crossing was installed on an Illinois Central line. If you guys are wondering, the line where that crossing was installed, which I'll show you where it was located actually after I make sure this is correct. It's operated by a short line called the Grenada Railroad, and normally like IC lines would be ran by CN, but nope, it's ran by the Grenada Railroad now. Lots of interesting things in railroad history, you know. While I wait for that to load, I'll check this out. Hello, ETS, Fanatic 4581. Okay, you have fun, GCR Productions. I hope you have a good one. And, Alright, so let's test this crossing. I'll make sure... Yeah, I didn't bother putting a texture layout on this route anywhere. Okay, here's the crossing. So I'll go ahead and put a steam locomotive over here. Let's see, what steam locomotive should we use? Let's use the B&O Q3, because why not? I like the B&O Q3. This thing, the B&O Mikado. Okay, I'm not going to bother making it pull anything, so... Let me make it to where the triggers are shown. There we go. Alright, to the crossing. Here it is. Now let's see if this crossing will do something. I have the siren there. Or at least I hope I did this right. Because I did set the siren to the channel. Just came back from King Let's Play's community stream not long ago. Well, how was that? ETS2. Okay, let me turn off my HUD for this. This might be a little loud, but let's just view the map. Let's slow the train down here a bit. Okay, by the time he hits the trigger, I'll go back to the layout. You know, I think it's cool how, you know, Trainz designed like the overhead maps. They kind of look like an ATCS screen almost. Okay. Let's see if this crossing works. It should. I hope it does. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, I probably didn't do something right. Okay, I probably didn't set something up right. I probably forgot something. Go and get rid of it. Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay, back to the surveyor. We join probably the UP Railroad soon. Are you talking to me or are you talking to someone else, Fiona Lever? It was fun to watch. The channel's owner is a married couple. They're gamers like us. Oh, that's nice. Names are Amber and Luke. Well, that's nice. Okay, let's make sure to check, see what I'd done wrong here. I probably didn't set one of the controllers right. Wait a minute, I think I remember. I think I know what I've done wrong. I think I forgot to set the controller to crossings. Yeah, it's been a long time since I set up ATLS. Hello, Operator Frisco. How's it going? I'm on Euro Truck Simulator now. Got an online contract in. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's see. I think I forgot to set the controller to crossings. Yeah, you have to do that in order for it to do something. Or it might be the triggers, because I remember you had to set one of the things to, you know, work off crossings. Because, you know, these can work with, like, traffic signals and vehicles, roadway cars, all that stuff. What do you do again? Good lord. I don't remember what to do. There we go. Level crossing mode selected. Yeah. LCM. That's level crossing mode. So I think now that this should work. Wait, where'd the siren go? That's weird. Okay. Here, just for the sake of it, I'm just going to add a little crossing pads here. And I guess I'll add a flanger lubricator. I like adding a little detail. Okay, crossing pads. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think we've done it right now. For a second I thought it was a TRC crossing. No, it's an ATLS crossing. Though I wish it was trigger rail because I much prefer trigger rail over Atlas. I mean, Atlas is okay, but it's just a little complex. What if I think just for fun I'm just gonna do this. Because, you know, the Reggie's Trainz crossings are also compatible with Atlas. I'm just going to add a little gate. Because, I don't know, I just want to see what this thing looks like with a gate. Let's see, what type gate should we give it? Let's give it a 32-foot gate. Whoops. Stupid mouse. I hate this mouse. My mouse is messing up. I gotta get a new one. I'll just put a little gate here because I want to see what this thing looks like if it was a modern crossing with a gate. You know, make this where the gate delays for. Okay, it's already set to 5 seconds. Okay. Go ahead and connect the gate. There we go. Because again, I just want to see what this thing looks like with a gate. That's a 32-foot gate once again. So it's a huge one. There are more Atlas crossings than TRC crossings available for Trainz as far as I'm aware. You are right, Splatoon Trainz fan. Yeah, there's more Atlas crossings, but I just much prefer trigger rail. That crossing is scary. Yeah, it's supposed to be scary because, once again, it was installed at a dangerous highway. You know what, let's go ahead and get this ready to test. And while I wait for this to load, I guess I'll show you guys where this crossing is from. So the Billups Neon crossing came from Grenada, Mississippi. I can show you where it was installed. So let's go to Google Maps. Yes, I live in a beach. I don't like it here because there's no trains. But there's a train station, but there's nothing there. It's abandoned. That's where the line ends. So we just gotta find Mississippi. There's Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, so Grenada, Mississippi is what we're looking for. Here it is. So if you look up here, here's Highway 332. So we keep going this way, and you see it was right here. This is where the Skull and Crossbones crossing was installed. And this is it today. It's just a modern crossing. You see that right there? That was sort of concrete supports that at one point held the crossing. So it became from this to these. For good reason too, if you ask me, because, well, who would want this big monstrosity there anyways? It's just now this generic crossing. And now the Illinois Central doesn't serve this anymore, obviously. It's now the Grenada Railroad that serves this. They have like GP38s and stuff. Is it just me? And I guess that's one unusual thing about this crossing is that the railroad crossing signs are a lot bolder than most generic ones. I can definitely tell the lights are LED, what it looks like. Or no, they might be incandescent. I don't know, they just look LED. So this is where this is where the famous Skull and Crossbones crossing was installed. It was right here. You see where that concrete pad is. Hello, SPGP40-2. Are you a Metallica fan? Kind of. I mean, I'm more of a Beatles guy, but I do like Metallica. Metallica's good. I used Grade X things before when I got my Trainz 2009 laptop. That's alright. But then I removed it because my game was laggy and lower space. That's cool. So what'd you guys think? Like, this is where the crossing was, and what makes it even cooler is the fact that the concrete supports are still there. So that's the only thing that remains of this Golden Crossbones crossing. Okay, let's make sure this is all right. There we go. Yep, the gate's there. What train should we send through this time? Should we send... Let's see here. What do you guys think? What train should I send through this? Should I send another steam locomotive through it, or should I send like some random modern locomotive? While I wait for an answer, I'll just look through my content here. What locomotive should we send through here? Through the crossing. If nobody says anything, I'll just pick the probably a chassis unit, maybe a chassis SD50. Actually, maybe the BN SD4-2. I'm also into the Beatles. That's cool. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, if you're a person like me, you try to live out the 60s. Yeah, let's send a BN SD4-2 through here. Make sure this is the right direction. Yep, it is. Okay, we got BNS 6702 and 6378 ready to go. Let's get them set up. And let's see here. Class lights to green. For those who don't know, the classification lights, these two little lights here, that each have different meanings. White means extra train, red means occupying main line, and green means just a normal train with a following section. I mean. Does work, let's try on the beacon. Okay, let's go ahead and send this train through. Let's see if it's going Crossbones and everything. Okay, to the crossing. I hope this does something. It should, because I set the controllers to a level crossing mode. Alright. Let's see, who would win? Siren or Leslie RS3K on a BNSD4-2? I like testing these things on trains, that's why I do so many test routes. Okay, here he comes. It's probably gonna be loud, but we'll see. Alright, and now. Here goes the crossing, but the siren's not doing anything. Doesn't that look cool though? You see the neon signs doing what they have to do. It's pretty neat though. You can't get the siren to do anything, but you gotta admit that the neon signs look pretty cool. By the time he hits, yep, there it goes. Yeah, he just hit the outer trigger, now it's deactivated. You gotta admit that the neon signs look pretty awesome. Skull and Crossbones. My area at Turkey has to have TCDD trains, which are Turkish Railways State. Turkish Republic State Railways. I think mainly DE 33,000 and DE 36,000 classes in English, but in Turkish it's called as I can't understand. I can't read that Turkish, but that's cool. That's cool. What would you guys think? That was the Skull and Crossbones in action, although I couldn't get the siren to do anything. Let's see this in action again. Let's send another train through here, but this time let's send a freight train. Like, let's set up a... How about we try this thing? This is a BNSF SD4-2R. So... let's set it up like this. I go to the upstate this Friday. Let's do the intermodal train, because why not? Maybe move the train back a bit, so you know, to get the pick up some speed. And we'll load it. I'm just gonna make it this long. Add the EOT device, and I'll load it with 48 foot. And I'll just do this. Like that. Yeah, let's keep it singles. Let's just keep it single stack. Okay, so BNSF SD4-2R and fake motor. The UTLS crossing is awesome. Yeah, it really is. It really is a really interesting crossing. The crossing is definitely one of the most interesting things. Yeah, Illinois Central. Like, I say both. The most interesting things about IC was, well, Casey Jones and that Skull and Crossbones crossing. Okay. Yeah, for those who don't know, this is a BNSF SD4-2R. It's a rebuilt SD45-2. I don't have much BNSF content. All I have is just the SD4-2R, the fake bonnet, -9. And I have a patched bonnet -8, as well as a H1 SD4-2. I might be getting Joiner Rails BNSF-9s. I used to have Joiner Rail Gevos, but whatever. The crossing is one. Yeah. It really is. I mean, I can imagine someone like recreating this crossing, because it's such an interesting crossing. It was like a one of its kind back then. Obviously, it didn't have the gate. I just put the gate there for show, because I just want to see what this thing looked like with the gate. So tell me, what would you guys do if you're a rail fan, like you were standing here waiting for a train at this crossing, then all of a sudden that loud as heck siren just blared out right in your ears, and you just couldn't hear the train horn? Can you drive NS 3371 through the crossing? Yeah, we'll do that next. While we wait, once again, this is where the crossing used to be. It still has the concrete supports right there from the other side. Here he comes. Popping noise you probably hear is probably the siren trying to do something, but whatever. That's what all of BNSF 50's crossings did, is they just kept making that popping noise because the bell's trying to repeat itself. obviously that's not supposed to be how the arrow indicators work. They're supposed to be like pointing like which way a train's supposed to go, but I don't think. But of course, obviously, being a sub 50 couldn't do that, because, you know, Trainz limitations. And besides, this thing was made for like Trainz 2010. Okay, there's the end of the train. Let's wait for it to deactivate the crossing, and I'll delete the train. It would definitely startle me. Yeah, it most certainly would, like, scare me probably half to death. Even though I used to film sirens, but I quit because of problems I'd rather not say, but... There we go, okay. Now, per request by Fiona Lover, let's go ahead and send NS3371 through that. H2 items, joining rails. It's 4H2. I really don't like the sport bus one. I mean, maybe the sport bus one was okay at first, but the popping noise is so annoying. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, but what do you expect? It's old. Can't really fix it. It's an old piece of Trainz content. Let's just set up like a little local here. Maybe like empties. Dialects, tankers. These tankers are pretty great. If you want to download these, they're from Rarobots. They're freeware. They look really nice. I admire the Trainz detailing too much. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make this long before, because you know, NS locals do that all the time, especially around Spartanburg. For those of you who don't know, NS3371 is Sam from TOTNS. What's TOTNS? I guess while we wait for the train to hit the crossing, I guess stuff like I'm available to video chat or voice chat if any of you want. You can add me on Discord, or you can add me on Discord. You can add me on Hangouts if you wanted to. I'd be more than willing to video chat if you want to discuss about a few things. I can tell you some things if you want. Okay, here comes the train. Here he comes. You can't deny that neon lights look awesome. It really makes you think of like a Las Vegas casino sign. I guess I'll show you some other routes that I set up for a test. Just go ahead and get rid of that, and Tales of the Norfolk Siren. Oh, really? So, I guess this is something I want to address while I'm at it right here, that if anybody wants to add me in their series, I'd rather prefer you ask me first. And when you do ask me, I want you to show me a sample of how your series is going to go, and if I think it's decent, I will consider it. I mean, I'd be more than happy to voice in your series. I just rather you ask me first before you do anything. And once I say yes, I don't care what you add me as. You can add me as whatever locomotive you want. I'm also been working on the North Valley Shortline wiki. I know I've already done the wiki, even though I haven't even put out an episode yet, but I just wanted to work on it just for the heck of it. Here's what happens when you have nothing to do and you're bored. And there's even, like, the main characters, even some characters I'm going to introduce in episode 1. DeviantArt. Alright. I ended up canceling it because of BS. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and close out of this. I guess I'll show you guys some other routes I've been doing as well. Like, let me go ahead and... What the heck? Like, I guess I'll show you some other test routes just for that done for the fun of it. Like, this one here, I think it is, yeah. Like, for this one, I just put together like a little scene build. I might be using like these little test routes as like scenic shots for like North Valley Shortline and all that. Like this one, but this one I don't know because I just put up I put up the most random crossing setup, let's just say that. I don't know, I mean, I just really like putting together the TRC crossings because the trigger rail is really easy to use. Let me just check something first. Okay. I'm honestly going to let you voice in whatever series you want, TBH. I just rather, you know, people ask me before they add me to the series. Okay, so this is a crossing test route that I made. I put the most random crossing setup in this route. Like, I put like 3 roads here. Like this road here has these vintage wishbone style crossings with cat eyes. You know, the wishbones are these really old gates. They're really common right around the 40s. So like, and the cat eye is the reflection of, if you don't know what cat eyes are, they're reflectors on the signs and the gates. I think they should bring that back because although signs are reflective. And this other one here has got the black signs. The other one just has generic white signs. And you see this signal here, you see it's got a green light. This was a very, very old crossings type where you see the sign there, it says danger when lights out, cross at your own risk. This was like a very old crossing type where when the lights are green there's no train approaching. When there is a train approaching, the lights will burn out, and then once the train passes it'll go green again. And this highway crossing here I did pretty random. I just have a 12 by 24 inch light crossing here with 8 inch side lights and a wigwag right next to it. I just put that there because why not. Right here I got another wigwag with a bell on it. And I got a pedestal crossing with 8 inch lights here. And they're all 32-foot gates. And right here I still have these. These are the back shop's old festive crossings, and it's pretty funny because the bell that comes with them, like it plays Carol of the Bells. So I think it's pretty fitting because, you know, December's coming up now. I think it's kind of cool. I got Among Us on Steam store recently. Previously, it cost. If you ask me, is it worth to buy? The answer is yes. Honestly, I don't like Among Us. I'm back for now. Welcome back. It was a bit of a shame, but what can I do? I think I had to set the siren to do something, but what a random crossing setup. You know what? Let's go ahead and send a train through this because I just want to show you guys like how funny this is, especially the festive crossing. It's actually kind of funny. Here, I'll set up a. Let's set up CSX. I'll put a CSX AC44 on a intermodal. And we're back a bit so let's do a short intermodal. And single stacks. I don't know, it's so funny just hear the Festive Crossings bell. Kind of makes it funnier, you know, especially when you hear that loud horn blowing. Okay, let's put 48-foot stacks right, or single stacks there. Let's go and get started. To the crossing. Let's watch from the Festive Crossing because, you know, Festive Crossing's pretty nifty. So you're going to hear a lot of bells in this, like the wigwag, the pedestal gates bell keeps going. The regular crossings bell does go, and the wishbone gates don't have bells. So, turn off the hood. I'm just saying, like, the Festive Crossings bell sounds pretty funny, but it's still pretty cool. I agree with Among Us too. Since Among Us is a cross-platform game, it's for PC. Yeah, that's all right, I guess. Again, I'm really not a big fan of Among Us. I just think the memes ruined it, like completely ruined it. And plus, it's just genuinely not that. It's just gotten boring. What's also neat about the Festive Crossings, it kind of acts like a Christmas tree. Like when it activates, like every single light wrapped around it, and even the star on the top is gonna light up. It's actually kind of cool. You're about to see right here. I have this tree rail crossing set to activate at 555 feet. So by the time the train approaches the circuit at 555 feet away in the Trainz game, it's gonna activate. There it goes. You hear that? So you can see the Christmas lights that wrap around the crossings. The mechanical bells you're hearing is the pedestal gate and the wigwag on the other side there. I like wigwags. I really call them like that. And when the train clears, every crossing goes back up. That's the pedestal gate going. Because how trigger roll works, the crossings are temporarily reactivate and turn off. Well, not this time. What'd you think? A CSX SD Sunny Mac was in Bolt. Huh. Yo, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it really is. Do you model HO scale at all? I used to collect model trains. The only model trains I have is a John Deere Alco RS1, a New York Central 442 Atlantic type, and a Rock Island 060, but those are in storage, and the Rock Island 060 is broken. I want to do model trains because it would be cool to have model trains. Like the way I have this set up is that the regular crossing, you're looking this one right here with the 8-inch side lights. The bell does go, but because the bell's pretty quiet, you can't really hear it over the pedestal crossing and the wigwag. But it just shuts off when the gate goes down. The pedestal gate bell just keeps going, and the wigwag bell doesn't stop either. Of course, the Festive Crossing keeps going, and these crossings, the Wishbone crossings, don't have any bells. Pretty nifty. I really like these Wishbone crossings. These came from the back shots, but sadly, if I remember, I think the back shop's closed. It's kind of unfortunate. What time is it? It's 5:18, so in a few minutes I'm gonna go and eat. Yeah, it's really nice. You know, every possibility you can do with these trigger rail crossings is really cool. Let's send another train through here. Let's just send a passenger train through here this time. I'll send a Grand Trunk Western U3B through here. This is a U3B, it's a 484 Northern type. Just put express cars on it. from the Festive Crossing. Now we're the view from Festive Crossing. Let's zoom in a bit. Or, yeah, we'll just keep that view like this. Or, you know, let's view the wigwag here, because you can see how the wigwag works. After this train passes, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream because I'm gonna go and eat. So I want to download the files. Sadly, the files were open because I used. That's shucks. But yeah, I'm gonna go and eat. I'm gonna end the live stream here. So I hope you all enjoyed. You know, just coming in and hanging out just for a while. I'll probably do this again sometime this week, depending if I don't get too busy. So it's fun hanging out with you guys. So. Oh, what do you think of the Kodachrome paint scheme? If there's SPSF paint, I like it. It's a shame that merger failed, but whatever. What do you expect? I hope the CP-KCS merger is alright, but I like the Kodachrome paint. I really like it. Yeah, once again, if you guys want to chat with me, you can contact me on Discord or find me on Hangouts. I'll put my Discord tag in the pinned comment on once the stream gets fully uploaded to YouTube. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll probably do this again soon. So yeah, it was fun. I'll see you guys later, and you guys have a good one.